Good morning, wherever you're watching us from, whatever the time at your end. We are here again, happy and excited to join you at this moment to share a bit about our reasons for taking on digital business. We are all digital entrepreneurs from various backgrounds, locations, and we are here to share our ideas with you. My name is Soyang. I am based here in the UK. Originally, when I traveled abroad, some more than 17 years ago, I came with very big dreams, which I thought after studying, graduating, I will be able to meet all those dreams like we are normally made to understand from conventional trainings. But despite all of this, studying hard, graduating, having that experience and needed skills, having achieved two master's degrees and two bachelor's degrees from the universities and universities of applied sciences here abroad, I still did not meet those big dreams. I still had to do at least two different jobs. Sometimes I will have to accept doing jobs that were below my experience and qualifications. But this pain, I went through this pain for a length of time, and I noticed that I was just taking time that I would have been able to spend with my family and loved ones or help in meeting up those objectives of my family. I was actually an absent parent. My quality of life was questionable. And this reached the peak of it when I turned and questioned myself together with my spouse. Is this the life we came abroad to earn for ourselves and our families? And that pain triggered the search. After having gone through all sorts of jobs, done various job roles, senior managerial roles in various healthcare settings, I still could not be rewarded what I am worth. And when this reached the brink of it, I took a leap. I had to look forward out of the box for something that can reward me equal to what I'm worth. And that is when I found this amazing digital business, which I have been doing now for 4 years together with my partner. And we call this our own bus stop. So, in short, this is my reason why I embraced digital business and rocking it now alongside any other thing that I'm doing as a side. But this business has become my main activity.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And you will hear from my other colleagues at the other why they embrace digital business also. Over to you, dear colleagues out there. You're
Yes.
welcome.
Yes. I am Henry. I'm here resident in the UK. I'm a psychiatric nurse. But before I came to the UK, I worked as a midwife. It might be surprising. That's what I did. I was a midwife and then a general nurse. Came into the UK. As you heard from my other friend, most of us coming to the diaspora, we always settle for menial jobs. Yes, I settled for menial jobs, working in the care sector as well. As a carer, being called a big name, senior carer, but with a qualification that is more than that. However, we needed food on the table. When you need food on the table and you are in this situation, you have no choice but to settle for the menial jobs. But what was the catch in this? Make sure we have enough, you go for extra hours. I was the extra hours man. Instead of 48 hours, instead of 37 hours, I had to sign a disclaimer that I would do more. So that when anything happens, nobody cares. So I did all that extra hours. Along the line, I did a bit of teaching in the health sector. I was training people who look after people who are in care, qualifying them in what we call MVQs, qualifying them for MVQs 1, 2, 3, MVQs 1, 3, up to 4. But guess what? In that job, you had to be traveling every day to go because it's work-based training or work-based assessment. So I was traveling all over the country. So I was on the road every day with all the hazards. And guess what? One day I had a terrible road traffic accident and my car was written off. I sustained injury, but I got better and continued working. Got to a point, my wife said, "No, you know what? You cannot be doing this particular job. You have a qualification that is better than that. So if you don't want to continue with what you came here with, go back to university and train." I went back to university and did training in psychiatry nurse, and I qualified as a psychiatry nurse, and I've been working as a psychiatric nurse since then. After being in this country for 20 years, or getting 20 years plus, I have been working so hard. You know what? Because working hard for what? For the family. As a breadwinner of the family, you had to look after your siblings. But it got to the point where I started asking myself, how old am I? And I realized I was above 50, above 55. Then I said, what? Let me look back to what I've got. For all these years I've been working, I had virtually nothing to show off for. There was virtually nothing. And I said to myself, what if something happens to me now? During that time, I was thinking in one of my job opportunities, job placements, I was attacked by one of my patients I was looking after with no fault of mine. Life changing injuries, which from that time to today has handicapped me. I cannot perform 100% as I used to be. Coupled with my age, I said, no, this is not the time. During my convalescent period, my wife was the one doing the hard work. She was the only one working. I pitied her. She was not having any rest. She had to pay the rent or the mortgage, put food on the table, and all other expenditures. So I started thinking, what can I do? I tried other businesses, which online businesses which did not go well until I found this one, which was tested. I tried it and I saw it was legitimate because it had been existing for more than 51 years. And also, it had all the support that you needed for this type of business. And this is me today. I have already gone so far in the business. I have that support and I have people I'm also supporting. It is not a rich quick business, but I know ultimately, as I've seen with the people who were there before me or who have come after me and are also disciplined as required, what they are earning, I know I'll also get there. So, guys, that is the reason why I chose this business. And I want to tell you that if you have a story like mine or similar to mine, please do not hesitate because this will be your final bus stop, as is for my other colleague. This is our final bus stop. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that detailed analysis there, for sharing that story of yours. And I think a lot of us out there watching us or watching the replay of this will have found yourself in a situation like this. But here we are telling you we have gone through it and there is something. Over to you, Mr. Edwin. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Edwin. I live in Norway. I'm a parent. Uh, I'm a social support worker. But before becoming a social support worker, I have a bachelor's degree in international relations and also a European master's degree in international relations. So, like my other colleague had mentioned, coming into this part of the world as an immigrant, I had big dreams of having the type of job that I actually wanted to have. Despite going to school, bagging those degrees, I thought the doors were open and the world was going to embrace me the way I want. Then I realized that back in the degrees is one thing, but real life is a different story. I didn't give up. I had to become resilient. I asked myself, these certificates, I can eat them, but I need to put food on my table and to take care of my family, both those that I have here and those that I have back at home. As a man, it was not easy to get that type of job that I needed, as I mentioned earlier. I had to go through many other courses to see I can upgrade myself. Finally, I had to take other studies, and I've now become a social worker. I had to change my profession. Yes, becoming a social worker, I have been working for a very long time. But the ultimate of working, what the goal of one working is to earn money, to have a good life, and to be able to take care of your family. I realized that whatever I earn just went in for family livelihood and for helping other family members. But I didn't have enough. I will say this month the thing I've not added much. Next month maybe life will be better than last year. But I realized that it became a pattern. I started looking for alternative. I did two other jobs, but there was no difference. But it was a bit better. But the body was getting tired. When I work and come home, I become so exhausted. I didn't have time for my children because I have to go to work and come back, and my wife had to leave to work, leave for her own job. Then one day I had to call my wife. I said, "Do you know what? We have to do something. I have to change to be working at night while you'll be working in the day, so that one person have to be home with the children and another one and take care of those children until the other one comes back." This had been the story. This had been the trend that I've went through. This had been my pain. One day I wanted to go to work. My little boy asked me, "Daddy, is it every time that you have to work at night?" Our audience, I couldn't hold my tears. The pain was more than me to carry. I asked myself, if my little boy can ask me this question, it means that he has realized that something is not going well, that I was really getting absent from the house. I was not standing there for them. I explored the online space like some other people. It took a long while before I got the right I got the right option that can fit into my schedule. One day I had to come across an ad of a lady, and that was the beginning of a change. I watched that ad. I was a bit resilient, but I gave it a try. And today I'm here. I own my own business. I'm running it, and I know the green light is here. I am seeing it, and the best lies ahead.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this. And yes, the
Amazing.
the best lies in front of you for that brilliant decision that you took or we have taken to start something like this. And for our viewers out there watching us at the moment and the replay of this, we are saying if you have found yourself in that situation where you think that the hope of meeting your dreams can no longer be reached, or you think that working 3 jobs or working 5 to 7 days in a week is your portion, we are telling you here, you are not the only one in this situation. We have been through that situation until we thought that there was nothing else available. But today it has become history. I can't count the number before getting the roles that I got in the healthcare. I can't count with you the number of rejections that I got from postgraduate role. I can't tell you what it took achieving those qualifications out here and what it takes to meet the basic life needs. Despite all of this that you've done with the aim of living a better and a brighter future, you still had to go through that situation. But I'm saying here that the talent that you have acquired, the skills, the knowledge, you can put it into something. You must not remain focused on what you have lost and forget to look at options that are available for you in the other or on the other
Yes,
side.
yes,
So
yeah.
this is it. We've been through it. If somebody could tell me that getting all of what I've got, I will not get it from my profession, I wouldn't have believed it. But then the worst thing is when you stay stuck in that same situation, because if we would have been in that situation for the rest of life, if we didn't look elsewhere and discover this amazing digital business that we are now embracing and
Yeah,
telling
if I
you
may add, if I may
right
add
here.
something, if I may
Yeah.
add something, sorry, Mr. Soya, I will just say, we are not saying you should quit your job. No one is telling you here to quit your job. We started this business as a plan B, as a side hustle. Some of us who work in the diaspora or in the modern world, in some countries, we have what we call a private pension. But for how long do you have to save in that private pension to get something? Maybe when you get to a certain age, some of you will save up to for 30 years before you get the money at the end when you retire. But this business is like a private pension, which is not long. It doesn't, the duration is not as long as the private pension you might have in your job you're doing, or in your employment, as I will call it. This is you yourself, you'll be a CEO of your own company, your online digital business. And when you put in the consistency and everything, dear friends, I think there will be a time when you yourself will say, you know what, I'm quitting my job, because that side hustle will become your main job. This plan B might start giving you an income which will be enough for you, and then you will then see that it's not necessary you going now to waste time on another job, because it might even pay you even 4 or 5 times, or 2, 3, 4, 5 times more than what you are earning in an employment. So just think about it. Think about the pain. Think about what time you've got left. Think about the time you have, because this business, as we've not told you yet, it doesn't need an office. It doesn't need any stationery or whatever. All you need is a laptop and a smartphone, an internet connection, and your dedication, your desire for the business, to do the business.
Yes, as the other people have been saying here, our audience, I have this thing to ask you, this question to ask you. You may say you have a job, you may say you have a business that is profitable, but ask yourself, what if you step, have you tried to find out what if you step outside and something happens to you that you're unable to do that job? What will you be doing?
It
This
happened
side
to me.
hustle is very important for you to have. All of us here are working. We are workers, but we have the side hustle. And the side hustle, for your information, has tend to become the main source of revenue for many people today. It
Plan
has
B has
changed their
become
story.
plan A.
It has changed their lives. And if you are out there listening to us and watching us here, this is a legitimate business that is taxable in their location where you live. It's run by automation. How many digital businesses that are run by automation? It, the digital business where you can't say you don't have the knowledge, but you'll be empowered through our system when you become a member of this digital business. So we are saying, we are not bugging you, but we are saying it's a life transforming digital business. Everyone wants to change his life, except you don't want to change your level in life. You don't want to be happier than where you find yourself. But if you're happier, know that you have to look for something to do. And this is an alternative.
Gone are those days
This is
when
an
people
alternative.
Yes.
So
What
if you
are
are
those?
watching what we are saying here, if you look, you see our names, you see the various websites. This is a game changer. Go to those websites, search, and take contact with us. And we are there to give you more information. We are looking forward to see you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think there is so much that we can have to say out there for our to our audience, and if we stay here for the next length of time, we will not even exhaust what we have to say. And in order not to keep our audience for long, we just like to cut it short here. We know very well it is not any news any longer that if we have to keep on with one source of living, then we may have to stay in that situation for the rest of life. And there is no one that wants to be in that situation. Of course, the age at which we attain the golden age today is only increasing. The demographic transition is on the rise and it cannot be changed, it cannot be denied. So things are not stagnant. So why should you be stagnant? Gone are those days when people were having what they call job satisfaction. Today, a lot of us out there are no longer working because we want to work. No, we're no longer working because we have that love and satisfaction of working. But if you had something that was a main thing and you love your profession, like healthcare, where we are, and you are doing that healthcare for the passion that you have for it, it's something different. But today, we are looking at remuneration in that what we are doing. That is why it's still keeping us working 12 hours a day and sometimes 5 to 7 days in a week. No one has that pleasure, that job satisfaction to work under that condition. But we are obliged by circumstance to do that. But guys, we are telling you here, there is an option, and only you can take that decision to change that situation where you are by looking at what else is available. So we won't take much of your time here, but we promise to come back again. We are available to show you more about what we are telling you here. So get in touch, as our colleagues have said there, by any means available to you, and we'll be more than happy to help. So thank you so much for being there. And to my colleagues
Thank you.
and the
Bye.
members of panel at that end, I say thank you, thank you, thank you for coming and for letting us share this information. Thank you.